moving right along, we have peppers, which are becoming increasingly popular over the years. I recall as a young man, there were only a few varieties of peppers that were grown in the United States. That's been gone, I mean, astronomical these days. Now, as far as you guys are concerned, that like, the Carolina Reapers and the Ghost Chilies and, all that crazy stuff, that's weaponry. Use it for bear sprays or self-defense pepper sprays, or something. But I don't, until modern medical science develops either stomach or colon transplants, I don't see the reason why anybody would want to eat those unless you're trying to prove just how nutty and tough you are. So my days with even things like habaneros are long gone. Now, there is a form of the habanero they call Trinidad perfume that I just recently grew. A gentleman in California sent me that seed, and that's a nice thing. It smells and tastes a lot like a habanero, but it's not hot. So that's a good one. Anyway, mostly I prefer my peppers on a 1 to 10 scale for heat. About 6 and down. I usually rate the classic old style jalapeno as a 6. Okay. And so everything that I eat is below that. The majority of them are really like 3s and down. Because jalapeno, if it's used right, in a salsa or whatever, it has that taste and you just can't beat it, right? But the heat is even a bit excessive for me. I prefer things from 3 down, and that's where I usually focus on my pepper growing. Here as a 0, we have the Cono de Toros, horn of the bull, and it's a great pepper. It's large, and like I say, the bull's horn, right? It's a big pepper. It's sweet. It tastes real good. Usually pretty productive. Definitely, the size of the fruit is incredible. So, the Cono de Toro, or horn of the bull. Then we have the Guajillo. This is a Mexican pepper. You can find them in the Mexican markets, usually in dry bags, is typical. And it's one of the peppers that when ripened goes from red towards brown as it's dehydrated. It has a really deep, nice, wonderful, smoky flavor. It's a really good pepper. Not the easiest thing to grow here in Hawaii, though, anymore. Most of my pepper choices have changed after moving, but in the mainland, I grew this one a lot. It grows really good in California. Here's a pepper that grows really good here in Hawaii. It's the bishop's cap. They're referring to it as bishop's crown. Take your pick there. But now this is a pepper that's in its own species. Most of the ones that we usually eat are in Anuum or in Chinense. This one's bacatum, so it's one of the peppers that got little green polka dots in the flowers. Very resistant to diseases and nematodes. Here in Hawaii, it will go on perennial for a number of years. I've had bushes of bishop's cap peppers in California that were 8 years old and 12 feet high, looking like trees. They will really live for a long time if the environment is good for them. This is around a 3. It's not too hot, and if it's big, pretty good size, and if you core it, it will be a 0. It's got a great flavor. And of course, the jalapeno. No garden should ever be without some jalapenos. To me, it's probably one of the best tasting of all the incredibly hot peppers. Of course, you guys who like Carolina Reapers, you go, oh, it's not a hot pepper. Well, I'll tell you what. Some of the pepper eating contests in Texas, one guy, I think he did 65 of these or something, but burned a hole right through the side of his stomach line, and they had to take him out to the emergency ward. So you can hurt yourself with this pepper. Believe me, I have hurt myself with this pepper without going into details. So I'm cautious with it, but I love it. And of course, I raise it every year for Ellen's mom, who's 82, I think now, and still gobbling these. And she swears that my peppers, because I'm using old school jalapeno seed, are much better than what you can get in the markets as a pickled pepper. That's how I make them for, with the onions and carrots, like Mexican style, in the oil. And the jalapeno has been consistently bred down in heat due to popularity in the United States. And so, I mean, if that's what you want, that's fine. But I'm still working with that good old-fashioned one that'll just burn the heck out of you. I appreciate it. And we have Italian peppers, and the Jimmy Nardello is the absolute finest of the Italian pepperoncinis I've ever grown. It's really sweet. It's incredibly delicious pepper. It tends to be very productive. The only complaint I can make with this pepper is that because it's kind of irregular, skinny, long, gnarly looking, coring it to get the seeds out is not the easiest thing in the world to do. But wow, it's worth it because it tastes so good. Then we have pasillas. Pasilla is again another Mexican chili. This is essential in mole. It pairs up really good with the guajillos. So it's one of the peppers that ripens to a chocolate brown. The color is incredible when these are ripe. It's a long pod. It's pretty easy to handle as far as coring it and so on. It's not terribly hot. I don't even know if it's a 2. It does have some heat if the core is left in a little bit, but not that much. It produces a dye when you put these into a pan with oil and start to fry them. Oil turns bright orange. It turns everything it touches bright orange. It dries really well. Again, it's a mole pepper. It has this nice, deep, chocolatey, smoky, almost raisin sort of a flavor to it. Nothing else tastes like pasilla. It's one of my favorites. And if you like to make homemade chili powder, man, I've never had it better. It is just one of the best for making your own chili powder. Well, and then again, like I said, we got trouble with peppers here. And so a lot of these that I always did grow, I'm not doing anymore. I've replaced things here to get the right varieties that work for us. There is a thing here called Hawaiian cocktail pepper. I found it in the farmer's market first time around, gathered seeds and planted them and so on. It gets around the island hand to hand. I do have it on my website. How many places it's commercially available, I don't know. But it is a perennial pepper. It's a Capsicum chinense. It's very productive. These are they're really, really, really delicious. They ripen to red. I'd call it a cheese pepper, I guess, by its look. Reminds me of Tennessee cheese or something on that order. It doesn't get fruit flies real bad. It's resistant to most of the diseases. It appears to tolerate the nematodes here, and it will go on for a number of years, making nice crops of peppers for you. I have some here that are 3 years old and still going. I'm going to stop there. It's too many seeds, There's just so much to talk about in the garden. Maybe we'll get back to some of the other types of vegetables that we grow at some other point. But I think those are some of the most popular. Aloha.